Welcome back to the Abundant Harvest Homestead. I'm Papa Pepper. Recently, I had a video where we took some meat chickens out. We had a really fun time making the intro to that. If you've not seen it yet, I'll link it in a card up here. Feel free to go check it out. But we took out, I think, 40 some meat chickens or something like that, which is good. We like having our own meat, and it's a good way to get a lot of stuff at one time. But on that video, somebody commented and they brought forth a couple of good questions. I want to answer them really well to that person, but I also want to put them out there for you guys too. I'm going to read the question first, and then I'm going to ask a couple of little peppers what their answers would be. But first, let's read what they said. I'll let the children answer it, and then I'll tell you my answer. Papa Pepper, I heard you mention ordering the chickens and turkeys, but I'm curious why you don't keep a few of each for breeding new ones each season. I think it would prevent an added cost each year.
I don't know. Because they were fighting? Because we killed them? Because it's easier?
It's easier?
I do believe that it was an accident that we killed some of our turkeys because one of our mama's turkeys did have eggs up in the garden, and the meat bird thingy, I think it'd be easier to do that way, but you could get a lot more meat off them, and we don't really have the eggs and stuff. Because we ate them, and we wanted to eat them.
Because we ate them and we wanted to eat them?
So the turkeys we had were commercial breed. They were breasted brown turkeys, and then we just ordered heritage turkeys. And I think the breasted brown turkeys had a harder time breeding each other.
Well, for some meat chicken breeds, they can't reproduce because they're hybrids, but there is some that can, but we haven't ever gotten those before, and they tend to be smaller, I think. And then for the turkeys, we did have turkeys, but they were a commercial turkey, and they had a hard time breeding because they were just for commercial, and people normally do artificial insemination for those breeds of turkeys, and so that's why we have ordered our heritage breed turkeys, and they should be hatching today. And so then we are planning on keeping some of those and breeding those so we can have those for a while and just have those reproduce for us.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, obviously, those are a variety of answers from the children. Some of them hit it spot on. And I'll explain to, those who need a little more understanding about it as well. But that's, the answers from the children. And my answer here is, if we look at that question, would it be more cost effective to just kind of have your own animals reproduce rather than buying new ones each year? And the answer is absolutely, that would be 100% more cost effective. So why do we do it the way that we do? My answers are going to overlap some of those answers that the children gave, but pretty much we don't mind eating yard birds. We don't mind having our own chickens hatch out more chickens each year, our own ducks hatch out ducks each year, our own guineas hatch out guineas each year, or give some of the eggs to whoever and let, a broody poultry hatch out some form of poultry eggs. The good ones that are good female layers, we like to keep for our egg production for, whenever they start laying and forward. And then when they get really old, we like to eat those too. And then the males, we only need a certain number of males. So all the extra males are able to be eaten. Keep kind of your best ones for breeding stocks. You want a good temperament. If you've got a real angry daddy, he might make angry kids, that type of stuff. So you want a good temperament with them. But we like to, yes, cull all the extra males. And yard birds are great. They really are. Some of ours are really big and really nice, and we really enjoy them. Meat birds, however, couple things. Number one, if you get all your meat birds at once, you're going to sit there and run us normally 50 to 100 in a batch. So we start them all at chicks, and you got those 50 or 100, you raise them up. However many you got left, you kind of cull them all at once, or if you got enough, you kind of cull them all the biggest ones first, let the other ones grow a little bit more than all the biggest ones next, you know, and do it in 2 or 3 waves. And it gives you kind of a good harvest date for that meat, a good processing date where they all kind of grow up together and you take them out all at once. If you've got this mama who just went broody on her hens this week and another one next week and then whatever, it kind of really staggers it and spaces it out. So for streamlining the process and being able to concentrate all at once, that really helps with meat birds. Thanks, Bug. Moreover, did you guys find that flat shovel?
No.
Check up there. See if it's up there. Thank you, my son. But also, a meat bird is a meat bird for a reason. You know, your layers are your layers for a reason. A lot of times people have the ones that are really good at laying a lot of eggs. That's where you're going to get the most egg production. If you're trying to have a homestead animal, you're also going to want some with broodiness, where they're going to sit on their own eggs. And then you're going to keep at least a rooster with some of your hens so they can breed, and then have broody ones that will sit on the eggs and hatch out the next ones. Sometimes if you go into a really high egg production, they don't care about sitting on their eggs anymore. With meat birds, a lot of times you're harvesting them before they would even start laying eggs anyway. And a lot of the genetics, the good genetics of being, you know, good mothers or broody or things like that are bred out of it. They're not looking for egg production. They're not looking for broody. They're looking for who can get really fat really fast, who can really beef up and provide a lot of meat in a short amount of time so I have the least investment of time, effort, and feed, and they give me a ton of meat really on a quick timeline. That's the purpose of a meat bird. So while we do like printing our own, and we eat plenty of yard birds, and we do our own culling, and you know, like a buff Orpington or some of the Cochins or others, they'll get a pretty good size. The meat varieties we've used so far are not ones that really breed well or lay well or go broody well. So they're not in that category of just reproducing after their own kind. And a lot of them too, you're going to have crosses where they're hybrids. Pinky Pepper mentioned that, about how, you know, they're not really going to reproduce after their own kind. They're a couple different birds crossed together, and that makes a fat bird quickly for meat production. While we have the opportunity to get some cheap in bulk and run a big batch through, we like that. Can we adjust to printing out a lot more of our own and kind of keeping the heavier birds of our layer stock for that purpose? Oh yeah, absolutely we can. But right now it makes sense to be able to do it this way. Also, then with the turkeys we had, our turkeys were a commercial breed. We happened upon them. Somebody said, here, have these. So we had them. They laid some eggs. They did. But they wouldn't really successfully breed unless our children, which are kind of hands-on with the animals, they would kind of hold the hen still and steady the male, because he was like just a giant beach ball and he'd try to be on top of that thing, and they're not very good at reproducing or breeding. Now I guess wild turkeys supposedly, and some of the, you know, commercial breeds, the females can actually somehow produce offspring on their own and have a fertile egg. Often they're going to be male. Not sure how God designed that. Pretty crazy. I know that snapping turtles, if they breed once, the female can actually store the seed, the sperm from the male, for up to like 2 years and still be laying viable eggs like 2 years later, even if she hasn't been bred, which is crazy too. But your commercial turkeys are just heavyweights. Their goal is to get big quick. Can they breed? Sure. It gets harder the bigger they get. Can they go broody? They can. Ours was kind of sitting on her eggs for a bit, but it never really worked out that she gave us any more. So it came time where we just said, all right, let's put them in some smokehouses. We brought one over to our friend's house over at Peace of the Ozarks, put in their smokehouse. It was absolutely amazing. Giant beast of a turkey. It was a commercial breed. And then we used the hen, which was a decent sized hen, to kind of open our smokehouse, which was great, very tasty. I actually had a whole intro I was going to show you on processing our turkey and how we did that. The SD card became corrupted. I just got word from a friend of mine. He tried some special things with it to salvage it. Wasn't able to do it. Thanks for trying. All right, see if Monster Truck knows. It has to be here somewhere. I got just a big freeload of compost that I'm putting in some buckets for later, which is what all this is about. He's looking for a flat shovel to help scrape this off of my trailer. But Yeah, she was a good bird. We lost the footage of it though, so I just kind of rolled a generic intro for our smokehouse grand opening video. I'll link that up here. And, you know, it is what it is. Not every video turns out as good as you want, and part of it is losing the footage. We only could kill that turkey one time. We only could process it one time. I can't go back and redo it. So if I lost the footage, if the SD card became corrupted, that's over. But this time, what we're doing is we're actually ordering some heritage breed turkeys. They were supposed to hatch on July 6th and show up sometime at the 9th or after or around there. Now they should be hatching, I think, today, coming in by the end of the week. That'll be great. We went with Cackle Hatchery, who we've always been pleased with, and got their kind of heritage breed mystery set. So we're not exactly picking any specific. When we did the mystery exotics for the chickens, we got some Polish ones and we got some Cochins for the most part. Absolutely love them. They're doing great. Couldn't be happier with the random selection. We're not sure what we're going to get with these ones, but we are going to get hopefully some males and some females, hopefully some ones that can breed together, and they will be a heritage breed. So they're not going to grow as big as your commercial breeds. That's not their purpose. They're going to be a turkey, and in all the turkey goodness, they're going to be a nice birds. But they're also going to be able to breed well, and they should be able to go broody well. And then we should be able to kind of have a recurring thing. Now, young turkeys can be kind of tough. Young guineas can too. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to have to do a really good job. I think we only have 15 coming, I think. We're going to have to do a really good job keeping them alive. And if we get, you know, at least a male and some hens to breeding age, then we should be able to start printing our own. If we get multiple toms, the males, up to a full maturity, then we'll probably select some to eat, you know. And if we have a hen that doesn't lay well or doesn't go broody well or whatever she may be, we may do that too. They're not going to be high egg production turkeys. They're not going to be high weight turkeys. They're going to be ones that can lay eggs, can breed, and can go broody. And we're going to be happy with that. At that point, we'll start trying to have a recurring turkey theme on our homestead. We got our Muscovy ducks probably 6 years ago, our originals from a neighbor, and we've been just printing. Mr. Eric Johnson out of Texas, he sent us up some eggs. By the time it was all done, we have one duck from him. It's a big duck. I'm looking at him. He's Big Tex. Big Tex. There you are. Happy to have them. But it gave us a little bit different genetics, you know, to put into our Muscovy set. Every year, they're going to lay eggs and make more. Every year, we can kind of work our way through. We've smoked 4 of them recently. They were absolutely delicious. The hearts were amazing. When I brined them and smoked them, I mean, it was like amazing flavored beef jerky, and we really loved them. I'm looking forward. We just, 2 days ago, took out all those meat birds. I'm really looking forward to smoking their hearts because it's a good pile of hearts. It's going to be really tasty. Absolutely. But it's nice to be able to just continually print more. Our friends at Peace of the Ozarks have some Muscovies. We know other people, so we can swap some eggs or swap some genetics later. We know a number of people with guineas. We can do the same thing, a number of people with chickens. So that's kind of part of the goal, is to be as self-sufficient and cost-effective as possible. If we have broody poultry, we don't need to run an incubator. We still can. I think we might fill up a incubator with a bunch of guinea eggs. We got guineas hatching out from chickens, guineas hatching out from ducks right now, and we'll probably run an incubator full, you know, and other people are sitting on stuff. But we like that opportunity just to have them print their own. We like that opportunity when they're breeding on their own, laying on their own, and then hatching on their own. It doesn't cost me, you know, electricity to have them do that. They do that. They provide the heat. They provide the care. We love that stuff. Not going to happen with the meat birds. There are some type of meat birds which supposedly can do a pretty good job. Maybe. We'll test that ourselves, hopefully in the future. Commercial chicken or commercial turkeys, you know, I'm not going to be artificially inseminating turkeys. It's labor intensive to hold them together and make them, you know, do it when they're trying to, just to kind of steady them, to allow them to. Obviously, my kids don't mind doing that, but, you know, if we were to ram the eggs in the incubator, we probably could have got something. Maybe. But then if you got just a handful of eggs, like 6 eggs, and maybe 4 hatch, and they're hard to, you know, take care of, and, you know, you get one that grows, I mean, it's a lot of labor. So these heritage breeds will work better for us, and that kind of answers those questions. Hopefully that makes sense. If you guys got other questions, please, by all means, from our perspective, to the best of our understanding and knowledge, we will be more than happy to answer questions as we're able. But I do appreciate that question. Hopefully this is a good answer for that. If there's things I missed or my children missed that you guys think should be important to be shared, leave those in the comment section below so people can read those. And that'll help them too. But I gotta find that flat shovel. Nobody's come back with one now. And I've got to get this stuff unloaded. So maybe I can throw some kayaks on here. I don't know. I want to do a garboil. Bad. I picked up all the ingredients for it. I just got to stop by the lake and see if I can pick up the gar. Ooh, there it goes.
Oh, it's a big one.
A big one?
Yeah, look at it.
Oh, dude. You got a beast. Are you sure you want to take this on your own?
Can you grab it?
Possibly. Hold on. Be gentle with it. At least we're in kayaks. Dude. Hopefully it'll be blessed. I'll see you next time. Papa out.
Thank you for watching. And the left one. Thumbs up. For real.
The cow head is good?
Yeah.
That's because you know.